Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing another video and an updated one of day in the life. So I've just come out the gym. I've just done about an hour and 15 minutes. Starting from my morning routine, it's pretty much the same as you've seen in other videos. I wake up early. First thing I do, a big bottle of water with loads of lemon and lime, freshens me up, gets me ready for the morning and the day. I headed down to the gym. Again, I don't really listen to music first thing in the morning. I like to plug in an Audible book. Gets me focused, just allows me to sort of think about the day ahead. Currently I'm listening to Stephen Bartlett's book, Happy Sexy Millionaire. Probably one of my favourite books of all time at the moment. Definitely going to be a second read. I'm relating to a lot of the chapters. It's very weird, things that are going on in my life right now to do with business, personal things. I can relate to a lot within this book. It's very current, and I think it's going to be one of these ones that's quite timeless. So that gets me really focused at the moment. I got in the gym, did a really good workout, did chest today. I'm going to get home, get sorted, have a bit of a clean up, have some breakfast. I'll take you into the office down at my house, and today I have basically some client work I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be focusing on organising and structuring the new podcast setup. So I'm moving currently to a new studio. We're going for a different take on the podcast, almost like a little bit of a relaunch. I've got some new YouTube channel art being created, just basically a new vibe to the podcast. I really want to take it in a different direction, but just doubling down, if not tripling down, on the value that I'm going to be providing on the podcast. So I'm really excited for that. There's a couple of projects, digital online projects I'm working on at the moment, which I'll talk you through. I've got a load of client calls that I'm going to be having, organising and structuring some one-to-ones. I've got a live later with Tej Talks that's happening from 6 o'clock. Going to get out with my son. It's half term currently, and so, you know, spending time with him is important, and just having a little bit of downtime in between my working periods. Again, the way that I work, I definitely attack most of my priority tasks during my peak performance time, which is I'm going to get home now. I've just got myself Costa coffee, probably an overload of caffeine this morning as I had a pre-workout. I wouldn't advise that, but I'm raring to go for today. I always try and make every day the most productive day that I can. I always pre-plan the night before. As many of you know, I take 10-15 minutes just to break things down into priorities, secondaries, and social tasks. That way it's very much like a clear guideline of what I need to do. There's not a lot of thinking that is involved. It's just a case of open it up and read it off, and that way my day stays really structured, really high performing, and then obviously towards the end of the day where I start to fatigue and plateau, I can wind down into secondary and just to-do list tasks. So that's really important for me. So stick around, I'll open you guys up back on the camera when we get back home. I'm sorted, I'm in the office and raring to go, and I'll give you an update about what I'm going to be up to then. Welcome back. We're in the office, and this will be the final part of day in the life. I'm going to explain exactly what I'm up to today. So first things first, I've set up, I've got all my diaries, my planners out, my laptop's ready to go. And as you can see, I'm standing up. And why am I standing up? Well, as you know, I've just come in from the gym, so still feeling really active. The blood's moving around my body, and what I don't want to do, sit straight down. My blood stopped moving, I seize up, and then I'm going to become tired and start to fatigue and plateau early on. So that is an absolute no-no. For the next hour and a half, it's 9 AM at the moment, I'm going to work solid standing up. Really important, can't stress this enough. If you are someone who's laptop based and is very intense in their work, stay hydrated. I've filled this up, it's got lemon and lime, keeps me really refreshed. Also, I'm just sipping on my post-workout there, and for any of those that are interested, I have a banana for some energy. So what I'm going to do this morning, well, first things first, I swear by this. This is the Action Day Diary. I check my weekly planner, make sure I'm on track. And then again, as I explained, all pre-planned is my to-do list. So I follow this like a Bible. My priorities, secondaries, and then social tasks. I don't even have to think about it because I've pre-planned it. I've got time frames on here. That's a little bit anal. Not everyone's like that, but I like to put time frames so I know that I'm hitting it. Keeps me well structured, well disciplined. So what is Aaron up to today? Well, many of you ask, what does a typical day look like? What do you get up to in your office? Well, on this particular day, I have my priorities, which I'm going to attack now for the next hour and a half. And that is, I have to finish investor application. So as you know, I work with a lot of investors who are looking to move money for all different types of reasons into all different types of companies, from IPOs, blue chip companies, equities, startup, venture capital, property development, raising money for other people, whatever it might be, but it's to do with investors and money. I will then complete all their applications, their paperwork, make sure everything's aligned, they've been signed off, and then we go through anti-money laundering checks. So there's 2 clients I need to wrap up today and send off. After that, shouldn't take me too long. After that, I will then start replying to emails. So people have got in contact to book in one-to-ones, group Zoom calls that I'm hosting, whether that's to do with money management, investing, collaboration, whatever it might be. I'll just start replying to people. So really quick and easy jobs that I can batch and get back to people. Something that I do every single morning, and I spend a lot of time making sure that I put quality time and effort into this, is replying to people on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has been my biggest savior when it comes to keeping business fresh and new. I have spent probably the last 6 years on LinkedIn, and it's always paid off very well. So that's why I make sure that I always get back to people. You never know who someone is or who they know. And if I could give any advice to you, spend good quality time on LinkedIn and build really good relationships and put out some really cool posts. We have the option now to do polls, and I'm getting some serious engagement on my polls. So therefore I can target individuals that I can start to talk to, booking calls with. So I'll spend a good half an hour getting back to people, booking in calls, already taking calls that I've already pre-booked. After that, the podcast, as you know, which is on my YouTube channel, the Roundtable Podcast. For anyone that's interested, it's Knightley's Roundtable Podcast on Instagram. I'm spending a lot of time because this is starting to take off. So I have to build into my daily routine and my workload about growing the podcast. So we have a new studio next week, a new setup. We've pivoted slightly, so I will catch up with my sponsor to go over the new changes, the guests that we are welcoming next week, and off the back of that, I will send out all the schedule of works to the guests, location, time, stuff like that, topics that we talk about. And then on the back of that, I'll email my videographer about all the changes, works that need to be done, and if he's got any questions, he'll get back to me. So there's a lot of pre-planning, and I am someone that loves to make sure everything is done well in advance. I don't like to leave things to the last minute. So I'm very structured. It keeps me disciplined, and therefore I feel that I really maximize my time within my peak performance period, which is this 9 till midday. So something else which I'm having to spend time on each morning is obviously promoting the launch of our new business and our new event that we're co-hosting, myself and my sponsor, Casita Properties, which is Peak Performance Event. So this is on the 19th of May, our first event. So I'm having to spend time on the promotion, liaising with the guest speakers, the venue. Obviously we're getting a lot of quotes for things that we're getting in. We have 2 sponsors as well that we're having to liaise with and set up Zoom calls quite regularly just to make sure everyone's in the know about what's going on. So essentially the morning is quite packed. There's a lot of calls, there's a lot of emails, a lot of replying. And then what we're going to do is this, as this brings us up to sort of like 11 o'clock, half 11, I will then start catching up with people such as I have workers on Fiverr.com that are rebranding my YouTube channel art, that are redesigning the website. So at the moment, my website, aaronknightley.co.uk, is going through a whole new rebrand. So new services, new products, the way it's going to look, it's just going to be more professional as, you know, we go into this second quarter, and I really want to start attacking the year as hard as I can. And that's really exciting. So I'll catch up with all the workers on Fiverr.com, see if there's any updates and so forth. After that, I will do socials. So I'm spending a little bit more time on TikTok now, you know, gaining a new reach, a new audience, new interest. Instagram, some updates on stories. And then I'm going to film a YouTube video, and this one's going to be about bank accounts, like part 2 as an update, because that's something that's really important as any business owner, entrepreneur, or someone who is in money management or personal finance. It's important we spread our risk and use different banks for different reasons and have multiple accounts. After that, as we hit sort of midday, I'm going to head out for a break, about an hour and a half, get some fresh air, get some lunch, and then when I come back, I'm going to be working on the structure and planning of some new digital assets that will be coming to the market very soon, and I'm very excited to share those with you. So these are really exciting projects that I'm working on, from how to find investors and work, connect and really build strong relationships on LinkedIn, really utilizing that platform, to money management and personal finance as a young entrepreneur in their early 20s and what I would have done different, and a few other digital products that I'm excited to share, which are my experiences and my knowledge all put into different packages that I'm going to share with you. And if you want to go download and purchase them, brilliant, and hopefully you gain something from it. After that, I'm going to start to wind down. I'll probably be sat down as well at that point. I'll go back to my action day diary, add any new appointments for the week or the following week, and then I'll move over to my other to-do list, cross off all my priorities that I've done and secondaries, and anything that I weren't able to get done, I will move on to the next page for the following day, just so I'm realigning myself for the following day. I'll start to tidy up. I have a live with Tej Talks today at 6 p.m. So we're going to be talking about raising finance, a few other subjects, and answering any questions. And then I'm going to start to wind down, start to tidy up. If I can get a few extras done on social, a bit of posting, stuff like that, I will do. But other than that, that's a typical day. Again, all priorities first thing in the morning from 9 till sort of 12 midday. And again, it's all client work. What I will say, remember, for those who are spinning multiple plates, always try and do your cash flowing tasks first. So what's actually bringing in the income? Because essentially, if you're not structuring your day and you're doing tasks that aren't bringing you income and you're not spending enough time on those, you will limit yourself to how long you can continue doing what you are doing. You need to earn the money first and then look at all the secondaries after, and that's where the work's put in, is after that. How can you squeeze in all the extras to better your situation? So that's a typical day at the moment. There's a lot going on. It can change day to day, but if we're talking about what's happening in my life right now, I've explained it all, hopefully in this video. Might have made it a little bit clearer for you. And until the next time, please do hit like and subscribe, and I will see you all very soon.